I don't really know how to complain because all of the people that I ever looked up to had to go through it too. So I know how much they talked about Martin Luther King, and I know what they end up doing to him. I know this same story about Jesus and a few of my uncles. So now I know that if your mouth is really, really big and you try to tell the truth for a living and you like to air people out, hatred is coming your way.
You ever wonder why people like Katt Williams keep getting labeled crazy? Why every time someone speaks too loud or gets too close to the truth, the media flips the narrative? Katt isn't just another loud celebrity. He's a whistleblower wrapped in comedy. And if you've been paying attention lately, his message isn't just funny, it's terrifying. See, Katt once said he wore Kevlar to bed. Not as a joke, but because he knew that speaking out wasn't just risky, it was deadly. And who was he speaking out against? Not just Diddy, not just Hollywood, but a structure so protected, so interwoven with power, that calling it the industry feels like an understatement.
But it was when the Illuminati first started coming after him, and I left. You know, back in that moment, Katt was still wearing Kevlar to bed. To bed. I would get in bed with him at night, and he would have Kevlar on. In bed.
This thing isn't just entertainment, it's enforcement. Diddy was never the boss. Not really. Katt knew it. And now, after decades of whispers and lawsuits, the veil is cracking. But not in the way you think. Because while everyone celebrates Diddy getting exposed, Katt's standing in the ashes saying, "Y'all missed the point. This isn't justice, it's a signal. A cleanup. A message to anyone watching too closely. Stay in line, or you're next." And just like clockwork, the same week Diddy's world starts collapsing, the government declares Epstein's client list never existed. After years of media promises, sealed documents.
The DOJ and FBI have now concluded there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. What do you tell MAGA supporters who say they want anyone involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes to be held accountable?
This administration wants anyone who has ever committed a crime to be held accountable, and I would argue this administration has done more to lock up bad guys than certainly the previous administration. And the Trump administration is committed to truth and to transparency. That's why the Attorney General and the FBI Director pledged at the President's direction to do an exhaustive review of all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his death. And they put out a memo in conclusion of that review. There was material they did not release because, frankly, it was incredibly graphic and it contained child pornography, which is not something that's appropriate for public consumption. But they committed to an exhaustive investigation. That's what they did, and they provided the results of that. That's transparency.
Survivors crying out for justice. Suddenly, poof. Gone. As if the flight logs and connections to billionaires, royals, and politicians were just figments of our imagination. You feel that? That eerie silence? That's not closure, it's control. Katt's been warning us. For years. And now it's all starting to add up. From the outside, Diddy looked untouchable. Launching empires at 24, building Bad Boy into a billion-dollar brand. But insiders always whispered, his power didn't come from talent alone. It came from access. To rooms most of us will never see. To people whose names never make headlines.
Cycles. Like, it's not a every 12 months thing. It's not how it works. So the age of truth is not 1 year. It's the beginning of people having more of a thirst for what is true than an appetite for lies. So if you sell lies, it's a harder road for you. If you have truths to tell, people are hungry for that, and they'll pay you handsomely to hear the truth. It wasn't always that way. It's that way right now in real time. Whatever you have truths to tell, people are hungry for that. And
they say Diddy had cameras in his homes, that he threw parties not for fun, but for leverage. Celebs, execs, politicians allegedly caught on tape. The kind of dirt that doesn't just ruin careers, it silences witnesses. But Diddy didn't invent this game. He inherited it, groomed by mentors with long ties to power, built into a figurehead the same way Epstein was. Give them wealth, fame, protection. Let them run the circus, until the day they become a liability. And then, You burn the puppet to protect the puppeteers. Because this isn't new. This is generational. J. Edgar Hoover. Meyer Lansky. The FBI itself founded on layers of manipulation and blackmail. Secret rooms. Secret tapes. Secret sins.
I don't really know this guy that well. Take care. He's the CEO of Universal Music. This guy runs the record industry.
Traded like currency among the elite. You think Epstein was the first? He was just the latest echo in a much older plan. And Katt, he's been trying to break the silence. But this world doesn't honor truth tellers. It buries them. Calls them unstable, cancels their shows, kills their momentum, because the real danger isn't what they know, it's that they're willing to say it out loud. Ask yourself, why was Diddy protected for so long? Why did every charge, every incident, every whispered accusation vanish into smoke? Why now, suddenly, does it all come crashing down? Because he served his purpose. And now the machine needs a scapegoat, not to reveal the truth, but to bury it deeper. They're showing us what happens to someone who steps out of line. Not to scare Diddy. To scare you. And if you're still waiting on that Epstein list, let me save you some time. The same government that lost the list just released footage of Epstein's jail cell. And it doesn't even match the photos from the original crime scene. The camera system failed. The guards fell asleep. The cellmate disappeared. The body cremated. The truth erased. But they still expect us to believe this was all an accident? No. This is a ritual, not of justice, but of control. So when Katt Williams goes on stage or in interviews and starts talking about secret societies, gatekeepers, freak parties behind velvet ropes, and people disappearing when they get too honest, he's not riffing. He's surviving. He's trying to decode the blueprint before it takes him out too.
Kevin Hart, because it was his turn next. Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
And here's what should really scare you. Katt's not alone anymore. More and more voices are echoing the same thing. And for every one that speaks, 10 others stay silent. Not because they don't know, but because they do, and they're terrified. So ask yourself this. If Diddy and Epstein were just the messengers, who's the author? And if the people with all the power and secrets really are that untouchable, how much longer until the next truth teller gets silenced too? Because in this game, you don't get applause for honesty. You get Kevlar pajamas. And if you think this story's over, think again. They're just getting started. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Katt Williams is sounding the alarm before the next big fall? Or are we already too late? Either way, stay alert. This isn't just celebrity gossip anymore. It's the blueprint. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. More news will be coming for you.